Thank you everyone for being here. We're talking about mental health in the construction industry today. With high stress, long hours, huge demand on our bodies, and mental psyche, mental health is a really important subject to talk about. With having 4 times more likely chance of dying by suicide in construction than the general workforce, our enterprise is doing our best to combat that. Chris, starting with you, why is mental health so important to you?
Mental health is really important to me, mostly because I've gone through my own crises and challenges with it. I've always cared about my people, their mental health, that we can just connect with them and help them feel not alone and be able to help guide them towards help that they might be able to go get.
How have you seen the conversation about mental health change in the construction industry over the past few years?
Well, there's certainly a lot more of it, which I think is good. And there's more resources, I feel like, than there used to be. I've been in construction for 25 years now. We're on a mission at Knox Group to humanize construction. And, it's about building capacity to deal with the stress and the hard things that are inevitably going to come. We work in a fast-paced industry.
I think it has changed a little bit. We do talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though that the Knox Group I think is really pushing, and leading the industry in that. I mean, because when I first met you, you mentioned you do talk about it. You almost encourage, people at your company to say, "Hey, Caleb, you look off today. Is everything okay?" And that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's wild and great in the best ways, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a charge that I'm very happy to be a part of.
Yeah.
So I've seen some changes, definitely being discussed more. It's more open for people to talk about as well as being received.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big changes I've seen on a couple of our job sites has been the owner or the general contractor setting up, therapy rooms or rooms where people can come in and just, there's somebody available to talk. Or one of them, a support group was formed that met regularly on the job site. So, because I've noticed a lot of people, they're not necessarily sure, hey, is what I'm going through bad enough that it should get help?
The education and the awareness and the resources is a huge change. I don't want to shit on our industry. I've been in it a long time, and I've always felt deeply loved by the people I was working closely with. So I think it's really about resources, education, helping people learn what healthy habits they can implement into their life, so that they don't have a crisis.
I also think for me too, acknowledging that we spend so much time with our coworkers. I mean, in construction, you can tend to work these long hour days and, sometimes weekends and all that. And, I totally understand if somebody wants to keep, their personal life and, work life separate. I understand that boundary, but at the same time, we do spend a lot of time together. So it's worthwhile getting to know the people around you. And trying to get to know where they stand and, if maybe you can help them. So yeah, I have friends at work, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm lucky. And we definitely talk about, personal things sometimes. Just sometimes you need that time, and we're all humans. We're humanizing construction, and it's super cool. So you have to open yourself up and also want to be there for others as well.
And I think one of the hard things with the mental health is other people can't see it.
Yeah.
Me, when I'm in a good place versus a dark place, it's hard to tell when I'm in that dark place from the outside. And when I'm there, it feels like because it's a mental thing, I should be able to just deal with it on my own. I think it is challenging for people because they feel like, well, this is in my head. I should be able to go do that and take care of it myself. On principle, they may make sense. But, when people get into these spaces, it's like, well, just control your thoughts. So I wish I could,
Well, it's hard to explain.
Yes.
Right. If you go to the doctor, he's like, my knee hurts. It's easy to explain, but sometimes it's hard to we don't even really know. Why am I sad? Or why am I irritated? Why am I feeling this way? You don't even know how to explain, or sometimes even put words to it. There's a fog and you don't really know why or what's causing it. So it makes it really difficult to
and it is about. You're trying to use words to explain a feeling.
Yeah.
Right. And usually you're not thinking clearly, or you're struggling to think clearly. And now you're trying to explain to somebody, but it just doesn't make sense. I am really thankful that people are opening up and sharing with it, because the more people that do open up and share with it, the easier it makes it for other people to do the same. It also makes it easier to be supportive. You know, the training that are out there, the mental health first aid, I thought was just such a huge help, because it's like, okay, now I've got something I can go do to help out with. Now at least I have some semblance of what an idea is, of that I can help people with. So the resourcing, the education, I definitely think it's helping people to open up, and also how to respond, which in turns helps people to open up even further.
Do you mind explaining a little bit about what mental health first aid is?
So mental health first aid is a course that we offer that many of our leadership has gone through. And it walks through how to deal with a crisis or a challenge, how to connect people with help. And it's just like what you would go through with first aid or with CPR, as far as giving you the knowledge base to help respond to that crisis and in that moment.
Yeah.
It's a terrific class, highly recommend it. And it does help encourage and empower people in those situations.
So you started a project recently called Brew Your Ethos. Do you mind explaining what that is?
Sure. Ethos and the definition of that is really just like a community or a group of people that have, a common goal, a common interest. And for me, it's like just being a better person. So Brew Your Ethos is really just an initiative that I want to put out into the ether and meet like-minded people that just want to make the world a better place.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
You have one slogan that I've seen on your website, hug your homies.
Hug your homies.
And
I
that one
love
hit home. And so
Yeah.
you mind explaining that one a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I am a hugger, so that's kind of where that came from. But no, hug your homies is same thing. You know, I think checking in on your people is important, but also just sometimes getting that physical connection to let them know and further show them I'm here for you, at whatever capacity that you need. But also stopping and saying, hey, you've reached a checkpoint. How are you? And meaning that is just, it does help. You'd be surprised. Sometimes people really do. They just want to open up.
Yeah. What are your hopes for Brew Your Ethos? Where do you see it going?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's a mission. I just want to create a community of people, or if you saw the Brew Your Ethos, mark, or someone's wearing a shirt, I just want you to know you're in the presence of someone that cares.
So how has the enterprise made you feel supported during your time here mentally?
Definitely been times where I get into a bad space or the stress just gets overwhelming, and being able to call up my supervisor and, hey, I need to check out for the next 2 days. Like I need the next 2 days off. And the response is just, okay, let me know if you need anything. Like, and then checking in on me afterwards. Like that is terrific. So that, and feeling like that's coming from more than just one source. It's not like I have a special manager or supervisor. It's all of our leadership is feeling that way. We can approach anybody with that. There's always been people in this company that have loved me, that'll support me, knowing that they're there, and being able to feel that love has really been helpful and been supportive to it.
The people who come and participate in the process of building with Knox Group and all of our companies are built up in more ways than just financially, right? Yeah. So that they can go back to their families and their communities. My goal for everyone is that they love both directions of their commute, that they're excited to come hug their bros, and they're excited to get back to their life.
So, I mean, you brought up community, and for like me, like my life really made a drastic turn when I realized that when I come to work, I'm actually stepping into a community. And for me, it was really exciting because I love this community, but the people I love they're the ones I'm with all day, every day. And that just started to be exciting for me, right? Because now I'm looking I'm pouring into my community, this community of builders. And that got to be really exciting for me. But it also comes with the realization of, well, that community is also there to help support you.
And I kind of want to talk about mental health too as being also a positive place. Sometimes I think it gets this, rap that it's only talking about when you're down low, you're in a dark place, you need friends to kind of lean on and all that. But it can also be a really positive place. Like I don't ever want my friends to not share a win with me. I mean, if you just went and ran your first 5K and you're stoked about it, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Let's
I
be
want to hear
stoked together.
that. Yes, let's
Yeah.
let's encourage one another, cheer everybody on. And so I think that is one thing I don't want people to think they can only open up or talk about things like when it gets dark and heavy. Like, no,
Yeah.
I want to hear all your wins,
Yeah.
all of it.
The
Yeah,
whole-
I love that
Yeah.
direction of this conversation, and if they got up and went for a walk, and that's something that they wanted to
Right.
do,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5K is a little extreme Natalie, for some of us, but
Yeah.
I agree. I think that we should say the positive things that we mean and think that that's not as common. Sometimes someone needs to hear, "I'm proud of you."
Yep.
Right, and we think of that in a very like kind of parent-child type way, but we need to tell each other that.
There are people that didn't have good childhoods. They don't know how to express anger. They've had nobody tell them that they're proud of them, right? And we as a community have the ability to have a major positive impact on somebody's life.
And it's a lot easier to have the honest conversations when something needs to pivot or shift if you've had the positive conversations as well, right? If the only serious conversations you're having with people are corrective in nature, that's going to feel very isolating and threatening. So I love the concept of not just talking about it when things are hard,
Yeah.
right? Let's celebrate.
A kudos, a compliment can totally change someone's day, someone's week, right? Being healthy and happy for yourself and cheering yourself on is equally as important as encouraging those around you.
Yeah. Being a positive influence for other people.
Oh, yeah.
So absolutely.
Yeah.
No, and I think you bring up a good point. I think for years it's been this idea of work as a competitive environment. Not only are we competing with our competitors, but we're competing with each other for the
Sure.
next spot, the next promotion, and really breaking that down and going, no, we're a community.
Yeah.
We're here to support each other.
Yeah.
We're here to celebrate the wins with each other.
Yeah.
And
Cross the same finish line.
yes,
Yeah.
cross
This
the same
project
finish line. And
will not get done unless we're all on board.
right. And
Yeah.
and I need you. I need
Yeah.
your help.
Yes.
And that's
I
okay.
think
And let's
that-
celebrate the small wins.
And the influence when people do create a community, it spreads to the onlookers as well, right? My goal is that the other companies that we are on a job site with, that they go, something's different about you guys. Humanizing construction is like, it's in all the small things.
Yeah. They accumulate.
Yeah. I think this is a challenge in any like career or workplace, right? Because there's like, you have to design roles and responsibilities and create clarity and how we're going to go through the process to get something done. So yeah, you need to do the things that are required. You need to do them the way that it's been taught and laid out. But you're still a person. You're still a human, and beyond what's there, you have all kinds of ways to contribute. No one person's going to bring all the same things. We need to allow people to come and let their personality out and be who they're going to be in the process.
How do you let people know that you're a resource for them?
So part of that comes, if I get an opportunity to speak and address it in things like our mass safety meetings or the power ups, power downs, definitely letting that know. A lot of it comes down to just interacting with the people. Talking to them, hey, how's your day going? What's going on with your kids? And listening, for those moments. Cause, I want to be there for people. I don't also want to be the guy that's like, hey, mental health. Like every time somebody talks to me.
Yeah.
And I certainly don't want people to think just because somebody is talking to me, they must be going through a crisis. So it's when I get those chance to talk, just talk to people, and listening for those moments might let it know one-on-one, but don't ever give up a chance to lead. It's kind of been my motto. When you get the big groups together, that's my chance to get up and lead and say something and encourage some of our other leaders to say something in that moment too. So that way people do know that, hey, I am open to being able to talk about this.
Chris has been really vulnerable in sharing his story. And by the way, I'm really proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think that's really helpful for people to see. Chris is a very successful builder that came through the trades, and he's in a senior leadership position on programs with hundreds of people. And I think him sharing his story and not just what he went through and how he's getting through it or gotten through it, but like where he came from just as a person makes him very relatable to the masses, to especially the quantity of people that are doing the same things now, that are learning to be electricians and being in this high stress environment. So I think that's been huge, and I think the more people that do that, not everyone will relate to everyone who tells a story. But the more people who share their stories, the more likely someone's gonna be like, oh, he's just like me.
It's kind of one of those, there's like a handshake going on with it, because it's also good for me when I get a chance to open up. I don't feel like I'm now trying to hide this. And when I do meet somebody that talks to me about what they're struggling with, it is kind of almost like this special connection. Like, I'm sorry you're in the club, but we got jackets.
Yeah.
So, and watching them as they talk to me about it and they open up, and you could just see like they just start dropping some weight, because it's at least a weight of, I no longer feel like I have to hide this anymore.
Yeah.
That there is somebody I can relate to that can understand me, has been hugely beneficial. And, you're asking like, how do we let people out in the field know? It's like, if I can just make that one-on-one connection, well, now there's two of us.
Yeah.
And if we each go out there and make that one-on-one connection, now there's four of us.
And I think that's important to know. You really don't have to do this alone, and we're not really made to do life alone, right? We're not. I could never survive by myself. I need the help of all the people in my life to get me through the day. And
the stigma for people is like, oh, then if I admit that I need help, then I'm broken.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're not broken.
No.
You're not any more broken than everybody else. So I like the positive side of that, which is like, hey, we're gonna help each other build capacity and build health. It's not about just waiting till there's a crisis.
Knowing it's okay to be a human.
Yeah.
You're gonna have bad days, and that's fine.
Yeah. Awesome.
So Brew Ethos is a community I want you all to be a part of, and I want it to grow. But yeah, it's nothing shameful, and celebrate your wins and celebrate yourself. Life is ups and downs. We
need to share the healthy habits with each other that might not even feel like wins, right? They're not like they don't seem like a big deal, but it's like, hey, how are you? You seem to be feeling better, or you seem to be showing up, and you're more focused. What are you doing? You see people, online telling you, hey, here's things you should do, and it's not very personal. But when we are able to share those things with each other, hey, here's something that's been really helping me feel better.
Yeah.
And makes it real. I think we should share those things with each other more. And
life can be exciting. The world is an amazing place. We can thrive, and we can thrive together, and, doing the little things and connecting with one another. And yeah, you get to win. It's worth celebrating it, because looking back at the end of your life, that's a life pretty well lived.
Just talking to you guys was amazing. Honestly, it's made my day better. And I just want to remind everybody about all the resources that are available to them, and continue our journey to eliminate that stigma and be there for each other and support each other. So, thank you.
Thanks, Caleb.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys want a hug?
Yeah.
Should we hug our homies? Yeah.
Always. I was on my second Caleb hug of the day. My first Natalie hug of the day. My second person.